Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be talking about another topic that I believe is super helpful for whoever comes to the Netherlands with his car or whoever is interested to buy a car in the Netherlands. And the topic of today is the BPM or it's called Belasting van Personenauto en Motorrijwielen. That's basically the translation in Dutch. And by the way, before starting into this topic, please have a look on the other video that I just made about the motor tax. Yes, I know there are a lot of taxes involved when you plan to buy a car in the Netherlands. And please have a look on the video in the top right of your screen and you will get all the details that you need there. But today we will be talking about BPM. As I said, it comes from Belasting van Personenauto en Motorrijwielen. I hope I said it right. This one, it's a private motor tax, motor and vehicle tax for all the car registered in the Netherlands. So unlike the other ongoing costs that you need to pay for your car, like the insurance, like the road tax, this is a one-time only payment made when the vehicle is first registered in the Netherlands. So this tax is of course designed to encourage the eco driving, and I could say that before it was even more eco-friendly. Now these benefits are slowly starting to fade, but we will see in a bit why this is eco-friendly or not for the car owners. So what you need to know first of all about these BPM. So which are the vehicles that are subject to this BPM tax? So we have all the passenger cars, all the motorcycles, vans, camper vans, and the lorries are subject to this tax. And the main factor for this, or how is this calculated, the main factor is the CO2 values, basically the emissions of the car. So this tax increase progressively depending on the emissions. So there are different brackets for the CO2 parts, and if you have diesel, it's also a diesel surcharge that applies depending on how old is your car and how much it pollutes. Okay, so without further ado, this is just a summary, and today we will also come with some examples on the differences between the BPM that you have to pay for different cars. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen because I think it's much better to see the differences yourself. And first we'll be starting with the new cars, and then we'll be starting with the second-hand cars, because as I said, for any car registered in the Netherlands you need to pay this tax. For the new cars, it's included in the buying price of the car. For the second-hand cars, usually if the car was registered in the Netherlands, the tax was already paid, of course. If you import your car from abroad, you are responsible for paying this tax, because as I said, when you register it, you really need to pay this. Very important if you plan to deregister your car from the Netherlands and you plan to move to a different country and take your car with you, you will get a part of this BPM back, of course. If your car value depreciates, the BPM will be lower, but you will still be able to get some of it back. So now let's talk a bit about this BPM tax, and let's dive into some examples. As I was saying, this tax was much advantageous in the past for electric cars, but starting this year, as you can see on my screen, starting this year, there is a base rate of 667 euros for this BPM, and this applies to EVs. Okay, this is very important. This started in 1st of Jan 2025. Before, there was 0 BPM for EVs. These are the brackets. Basically, there is a really complex formula to calculate this BPM tax, but hold on, we have a tax calculator for you that I hope will give you a bit of an insight of how much you can pay for different type of cars. And before going further, I want to go on the Belasting website. So these are basically the steps that you need to do to calculate this tax. So first, you need to check the CO2 emissions of the car. Then you need to find the net catalog price. Then you do the calculation, and again, there are some complex formulas here depending on whether your car is new or whether your car is used. Let's go quickly to the first scenario, which is the new cars. Okay, so what I did, I just went on the BMW website and I took all the cars that they're here. So basically, electric, hybrid, petrol and diesel. And it's very important for you to see these differences between these cars. So now we are talking about a fully electric car. This is a BMW i4, and this is basically the tax, the overview that you need to pay. As I said, this is electric, and if we go to the price overview, I'm just gonna put it to English so it can be better for you. You see that the BPM is 667. As I said, 667 is the first rate, and this is the rate that you qualify for if you have an electric. Okay, so 667 for purely electric cars. This is applicable for any electric car, not only BMWs. Then I went to this one, which is a hybrid. So this is, if you go here at the motorization, you will see that this one is electric and petrol, and this is a BMW 330e sedan, as you can see. And if I go to the price overview, you will see that the BPM is 705. Again, for hybrid, the BPM is still very advantageous. But let's go to a petrol car. This is the BMW 32i sedan. Okay, and if we go down, if we go here, so this is 320i benzene. Okay, so this is petrol. And if we go to the overview of the price calculation, the price breakdown, you can see that the BPM increased tremendously. So the BPM for this car is 11,000 euros. That's like a lot. So this is what I was trying to say with the government is trying to encourage these driving electric or hybrid. Okay, and if we go to the diesel one, so 320D is the diesel one, and we have BPM being almost 14,000 euros. So as you can see, this is when you're buying the car new, this is the price that you need to pay. So there is no choice of not paying this. So it's a major difference between electric, hybrid, petrol and diesel. Again, this is for new cars, and this law, let's say, or rule applies from 2025. What about the used cars? Well, for used car, it's a whole different story, because for used car, you have the chance to choose among two calculations. So you can choose the calculation from the current year, or you can choose the calculation for when your car was built or first registered. Okay, so let's say you take a car from 2020, and you can choose the formula that applied in 2020 and the formula that applies in 2025 and pick the best of it. What is important in this calculation. So it's not only the CO2, but also the price, the list price of the car. The more expensive the car, the more BPM you have to pay. And of course, keep in mind that CO2 is a very, very important factor. For this, I would like to, so this website shows us the changes that are applicable with 2025. Again, we are focusing on passenger cars. We are not looking at vans and something like that, but there are some changes there as well. And what I wanted to show you is this. So on the Belasting website, which is basically the tax authority's website, you have these BPM tariffs, and this is basically the tariffs from 1993 till today. So you can see here there are like 60 pages or 70 pages, whatever, with all kinds of formulas that are used to calculate these BPM. But the good news is that we have a nice calculator that does it for us. You go to autoweek.nl and you go on Kentech and check, and you find everything what you need to know about a Dutch car. And if you plan to buy a second-hand car, or if you plan to import, of course, a second-hand car, what you need to know is that in the Netherlands, the registration plate of the car tells you a lot about the car, like a lot, everything you need to know. So let's say you want to buy a Golf GTD or a Golf, an e-Golf, right? And you just go on a random website. This Marktplaats website is very popular in the Netherlands. Lots of people are using it, but you can also use AutoScout NL, because that's also something that people are using. But before bringing your car to the Netherlands, you need to look for the same type of car you want and find one with plates, with Dutch plates. So after you find one with Dutch plates, you will be able to know what BPM you have to pay. And I also prepared a scenario for you, and I took as an example the Golf, because it's a very popular car in the Netherlands, and I again took all these options from electric to diesel. So let's go to a electric Volkswagen Golf, which is called the e-Golf, and this is made in 2020. As you can see, this is the registration plate of the car, so H733HJ. And as I said, you can go here, H733HJ. This is the official RDW website of the Netherlands. So it's basically where all the registrations are kept. It's like a registration database. I think I got it wrong. 1 second, because H733HJ. Yep, sorry. I used an X and it returned me a Tesla. So obviously not a Tesla. I wish. H733HJ. Yep. And you will see that you have all these data about the car. So let's go here and see how we can calculate this. H733HJ. Okay, this is the website, and if you click check, you will be able to retrieve a lot of data here. Of course, you can pay for some other data, but I think the BPM data is sufficient if you want to import the car. And because this car is from 2020, and in 2020 you would pay 0 for BPM because it was an electric car. As I said, you need to pay BPM for electric cars starting 2025. The BPM, the import tax, is 0. Okay? Now let's go. This was the electric Golf. Okay? We will be closing that one. We'll be duplicating this tab, and we will go to the hybrid one. Okay? This is the GT Hybrid Golf Z427 GP. Z427 GP. And yep, as I said, it does a lot of data. 4 years and 6 months old, electric with benzene, and we see that the BPM is 982 euros for this car. All right, this is the price that you have to pay if you bring this car from abroad and you want to register it in the Netherlands. All right, let's go to the petrol one. And I'm gonna close the GTE one. Okay, very nice car, by the way. I had it also. And if we go to the petrol one, so this is the GTI, the petrol one, S454LX. All right, S454LX. We click check, and the BPM for this one is 3,400 euros. That's crazy. I mean, from almost 7,800 to 3,400. That's really crazy. And if we go to the last one, which is basically the GTD, which is the diesel one, P976SX. P976SX. All right, diesel. So this is the right car, Golf 2020 exactly, and the BPM is 5,300 euros. That's like crazy expensive. All right, so from the, okay, let's say you don't buy the electric one, right? You buy this is the electric one, you buy the hybrid one. Okay, so literally the BPM is more than 5 times more expensive. All right, so as I said, very expensive, and I'm gonna tell you why. Also, the CO2, as I said, has a lot to do with it. So if we go here for the CO2, we will see that this is 139 grams. Let's go to this one. This one is 149 grams or 172. I think the VLTP measure is the one that is taken into account now. But as I said, for the diesel, you get a extra surcharge because the car is a diesel. So that's why in the calculation you will pay more for the diesel. All right, and of course the hybrid has a low CO2, 36. That's why it qualifies, I think, for the first bracket, and that's why you will pay less. So this is the way of calculating the BPM for your car. There is also a formula that is present here on this website. Let's say you have a used passenger car and you have these brackets here, and it also shares an example of a car. So you get the CO2 emission of your passenger car, let's say 130 grams, and you basically need to apply a very complex formula, and you will get the BPM details. I will share this website with you as well in case you really want to go through the formula and calculate it yourself. But as I said, this website is quite accurate in the calculation. And if you want to get the CO2 values, right, because you need it to start calculating this formula, you literally go to any car. Let's take this one, right? This is a diesel, P976SX. You take this license plate, P976SX, and this is the RDW website, okay? And if you go here on this website and you go to engine and environment, you will go to emissions category, and you have the VLTP and the NEDC values, which are prerequisite for you to calculate these tags. All right, so the conclusion is that if you want to buy a car, try to go for a low CO2 one. If not, anyway, the prices in the Netherlands for second-hand cars are higher because of this BPM, which is already calculated. And I think it's very, very important to look for also the optionals or the extras of the car. Generally speaking, the more expensive the car, the better for you is to bring it from another country to the Netherlands to import it, because the difference between the price that you find here for the same car with same optional is higher compared to the price that you pay for a car abroad, let's say Germany for example, plus the BPM you pay for that car. Be very careful though with the CO2 emissions, because some cars can go really, really crazy, and I'm gonna give you some examples here. Let's take BMW M3. Let's just randomly take this one, M3. Okay, M3 competition. That's an awesome car. And let's look for the BPM N370DX. I don't even want to know. N370DX. That's a high performance car, and probably the BPM is a lot because the CO2 values are crazy. Alright, so check this out. The BPM for this car is 20,000 euros. Why? I'm gonna tell you why, because the CO2 for this car is N370DX. Alright, let me just check for the CO2 emissions. Yep, so the CO2 emissions are crazy. So they are double compared to what we just compare now, the Volkswagen. So that's the reason why the BPM it's so high. But this car is for sale in the Netherlands with where was it? For sale with 89,000 for sure in on mobile.de. Probably in Germany you will find it with maybe 55 something, and 55 plus 20k is 75, and here you get it with 90. So as I said, the bigger the difference, the more expensive the car, the bigger the, let's say, win for you if you get it from abroad. That was it for now, and I hope it was quite informative. It was a bit long, but I really wanted to make it understandable for everyone. And again, this is just something that is applicable for this year, 2025. Starting next year, maybe there will be more taxes for also EVs, because that's a trend from what I noticed. But mainly the difference between diesel, petrol will stay the same, right? But it's just that the BPM value as a whole will go a bit up. All right, I hope you liked my video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And I hope that this will help you in getting a car from abroad or getting a car here. I hope this information is helpful, and it will give you some idea about what you want to buy and whether it's worth buying a car in the Netherlands. Stay tuned and see you next time.